Hello guys, and welcome to some more TORA highlights, this time at the Snetterton circuit for rounds, is it 7 and 8 I think? 7 and 8, yeah. So here we are in qualifying right now. We've done a bunker lap already, and I'll be honest with you, pretty challenging at least. This was actually in clear conditions. I didn't actually practice in these conditions at all, so it ends up being where the tyre was overheating. I didn't actually set my pressures correctly, I believe. But I was trying my best. You can see on the left hand side how much I was trying to beat my lap time. I was pretty much doing the same lap times all the time. But this lap so far, we're going to try and push it as hard as we can and try and find a bit more time out of it. This track was very difficult in general. The update had actually come out just before this race as well. So things were interesting with the changes that SMS have made. And largely the changes they've made have been relatively okay. And there's still some issues with the game. But yeah. I'm sure they'll get it better in time, but just talk about this session in general. It was okay. Just couldn't get lap time out of it that I would want to. I think the difference between clear and light cloud is pretty large in terms of the track temperature, which is, I think, a bit strange, because in real life, really, it doesn't make a big difference. But for some reason in this game, it makes a pretty decent difference. For me, I was losing about half a second. My best was a 39.2. And I could only do like a 39.8 here, so yeah, a lot of differences here. This last sector is a complete bitch. If you turn it in here, down into 5th gear, and now you're going to break it in down to about 2nd gear, slowing the car down nicely, get a little bit of oversteer, and that lost us a little bit of time, arguably about a 10.2. So that's affected our run towards the penultimate corner and the last corner. And we're keeping it in 5th gear, being careful. We're going to push it as hard as we dare. We were down, we knew this. I'm going to push it as hard as we dare. A little bit of a lock up, and we actually pretty much nailed it, to be honest. And run to the line now, and it's going to be an improvement here. And across the line we come, and it's going to be a 39.805, which wasn't much of an improvement, and it really didn't make much of a difference. So I was trying my best to get the best lap time possible, but it meant that we did get into Lobby A. We would start from P9 in Lobby A, which I was happy to make it into Lobby A, to be honest. But yeah, just a bit angry that I couldn't get more time out of it, really. So here we are for the first race in Lobby A. Started P9, as I said. And really here, I felt that I could actually do a better job here. I mean, surely in my mind, I could do a better job here than I could have done in the previous 3 races where I've scored the same points. So my aim really was to try and better that and get in the top 5. I felt that I've been there, and it's been possible for me all season, but seemingly it's kind of eluded us a little bit. So here we are for the formation, and towards the end of it, before the acceleration zone, for the start of race 1. And here we go anytime now, and we've gone already, so we get a pretty decent start. We want to take it quite cautiously into turn 1. It's quite a fast right hand corner, so you want to be careful. Keeping it in 5th gear, going to leave the room on the inside for many people. I don't want to be crashed into, that's the least I wanted to do. And we go up to, I think, P8. And now into this hairpin, down into 2nd gear, again taking it pretty cautiously. I'm not willing to push it too hard. I was thinking I was a little bit too cautious through there, to be honest. And now into the left hand, which is quite a nice corner actually. 3rd gear normally. Actually, I was trying it in 4th, and that's completely understood as off. So that's interesting. And now into the hairpin we go. And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty mess start. I had pretty much no grip. So I think this was in clear conditions. I swear the forecast was clear for race 1, light cloud for race 2. Race 2 ended up being clear again, I think, or whatever it was. Don't really know, but I didn't realise it was going to be clear for the race either. I thought it was light cloud for both, but that's a mistake on my part. I didn't practice a lot the clear conditions, but you would have thought that clear and light cloud didn't make much of a difference, but apparently on this game it does. That's the way it is. But reasonably, we had an off. We're pretty much sticking with the pack. We haven't spun out yet, which is pretty impressive, and said the least. And we're just keeping it cool. We're not pushing it too hard. Alcoholic in front of us is struggling seemingly, and we followed him in there. We get a pretty... I mean, we could have got a better run out of that corner, but I didn't want to go for that. That was a hasty move there. If I were to go for that, that would have just been the most retarded thing going. Now into the last corner now. Again, very cautious on this first lap. I didn't want to push it too hard. A lot of time to go. Down in 2nd gear. Again, I'm understeering a little bit. He's going completely off the circuit. I'm going to get past him again pretty easily. And someone's in the pit lane, so I think we're up into P7. So, start of the race, first lap, not too bad. Could have been better, apart from that off, but reasonably happy. But then turn 1, oh yeah, no grip. So, yeah. Believe me, I do race practice with high fuel and everything. And none of this happens to me when I practice. So, yeah. I really do put a lot of effort into these races and nothing really comes out of it. So, yeah. Pretty much dreadful here. This corner, I mean, struggling with grip. Basically, I think a lot of people were struggling with the grip around here. Even though in practice we didn't have the issues. So, strange, and I'm sure I'll find out what the issue is. I'm pretty sure it was pressures, losing the rear there. Again, I'm pretty sure it was pressures. I think everyone was struggling with traction and everything, and it was a nightmare. This track, I do like this track a decent amount. It's quite a fun track. I don't know, I don't hate it. It frustrates me because it's such a nice track, and that it just felt like shit, I'll be honest. And I put a lot of work into these races and nothing really comes out of it, and that's kind of the one thing that kind of is a bit of a stab, is that it's, you know, you put so much effort in and nothing really comes out. But going on later on with MP9 still, I just kept going around the circuit, and someone's actually had an off there, and Flex and somebody else, Alcoholics caught up in it as well. So we're going to get a couple of free positions here, which for me, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm all about, getting up into P6, and if I were to be in this position by the end of the race, I'd be pretty chuffed. I mean, I know P6 this season is, pretty boring to be honest, but at least I'm pretty, you know, the pack is not, you know, too spread out. It's not too bad, but by lap 34, continuing on here, by 34 minutes to go, coming into the end of this lap here, pushing on nicely, and now into the last corner, and we spin it. So that's something to do with the damage I think we received earlier from these barriers, and the car decides to kill itself. So yeah, not good. But I continue on. I felt like I could cope with the damage. It was only like one front aero, but it does affect the car at times, particularly when the tyres are wearing out like they are here. But yeah, we're still in P5, and then coming on later on here. Yeah, we lose the car again, and it wasn't doing that beforehand. And from lap to lap, the car was changing, which I don't know how I feel about that. Because yeah, I mean, I know tyre wear has its place, but it doesn't do that. You know, you can see on the dial it's not that bad. So I lost the car. I mean, you could say maybe you could say maybe in the comments, oh yeah, because you're shit. But to be honest, a lot of people have the same issue where it just changes lap by lap, the grip, and it's just, yeah, it's a bit shit really. But into the pits we come, and we're going to serve our stop. We've got a decent amount of damage on board. You know, we like damage, and into the pits we go. But at this point in the season, you know, I'm just thinking about the points. I mean, I don't really care what happens anymore. I'm like, points, just bring the points to me. I don't really care. As long as I get into Lobby A and I bring the points home, that's all I care about at this point, because like, that's all I can do. As long as I do that. I mean, this game is annoying, but yeah, that's the way it is, isn't it, really? It's the way it crumbles a little bit. It's annoying. Yeah, just some cars in this game aren't that fun to drive. The GT3s are not fun anymore. I haven't signed up for that season on AOR either. So it just shows that I think just people are just kind of like giving up on this game. But here we go again. We're just going to spin off. That time, I admit, was my mistake. I rode the curb on the inside there, and it lost the car, and I got damaged. But even then, like, even in practice I was doing that, and sometimes it wasn't doing that. So again, a bit of inconsistency there. And considering we're on fresh tyres, it shouldn't have been killing me. I was very annoyed. A long journey back to the pit lane. So yeah, it just, again, I really feel like quitting at this point, I'll be honest, but I didn't. I'm going to continue on in P8. It means that now I can chill out towards the end of the race and not bother about pushing the car too hard and just get to the end of the race. But yeah, just a bit tragic, really. It is really embarrassing. Sometimes, I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of the time, I will admit when I know it's my fault, but some of the times, and the majority of the time, it's the game. That's not even an excuse. I'm not even making an excuse. It is generally the game. The way the tyre model works now, it's so sensitive since the update. And, yeah, it's just becoming a bit of an annoyance. For me, the feedback was not a problem in this race, like they were in the previous races, which is obviously a very positive thing. I wasn't getting any shaking on the wheel, but apparently I've now heard that that is actually back, that the force feedback issues are still here, even though I didn't have them in this race. So the force feedback actually had fixed itself, but when it's not the force feedback, it's the game and it's tyre model and it's changed. So, you know, they fixed one thing and then they've broken another, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's annoying, very annoying indeed. And it's just hurting. It hurts a lot when you put so much effort in. I mean, I put a lot of effort in and practice into it, but the game makes you just not want to do it anymore. But towards the end of the race, there's nothing much happened here. Again, it was just me trying to drive home in P8 and get to the end of the race. But my pace wasn't bad. It was reasonably consistent when I wasn't having issues with tyres or whether that being inconsistent. And we're going to come home in P8. Good points there. At least it's something different than a P6 or P7, you know, because constantly this season we've been in P6 or P7. So at least we come home in a different position this time. I'm just trying to make the best of a bad scenario, really. But yeah, A the Ace did a very good job again, P1 and Supreme. Adam Watson, our teammate, one of my teammates, did fantastic in P2. He was pretty good in these 2 races here. But now on to race 2. I was hoping going into this to have a bit of a better race. I felt optimistic to have one. I mean, it's a shorter race. I mean, it's only 20 minutes of action. So I had a inkling that perhaps maybe things would go well for me. You know, I had a feeling that maybe things would go well. But we'll see how things pan out in this race anyway. Going on to the end of the formation before the acceleration point for race 2. And again, here, if I could come home with points and just finish the race, that's all I cared about, really. But I was happy to kick some positions, but here we go, racing once again. We get a pretty good start, actually. But again, didn't want to take any risks into turn 1. Just let the guys in front of me just do their thing. It wasn't worth pushing it. And a little bit of oversteer there, but we're catching it nicely. Keeping it all cool with people behind me. I didn't want to kill anybody. But now into turn, the hairpin, someone's gone off in front of us. And we get into P7. I think on my right hand side I'm battling with, is it Burnout? Or I don't know who it is. I think it's Alcoholic, actually. No, my bad. But we get in front of him still, and we're into P6. But we're just really struggling with grip. I had no grip. Again, I could feel it already. Just the grip was just dead. But then here, just keeping it all nice and cool here. Not pushing it too hard, but look at that. Alcoholic's got a fantastic exit, and I'm just trying to keep it on the circuit. People are off the circuit here as well, so it just shows people are struggling with the grip. Again, it's not fun. It's really not fun. But P6 again, like we were in race 1 at one stage. It's kind of a frequent position for me. But keeping behind, touring in front of us. And just trying to, again, I was trying to keep it all clean and consistent. I wasn't trying to push it hard. Now into the left, right here, down to 5th gear, and now into this right-hander, very difficult in the braking, get a little bit deep and a little bit wide there. Alcoholic gets a really good run, he's almost pushing us through the corner. And now into the last part, just oversteering a little bit, and now into the last penultimate corner now, keeping it nice and tight here, and now into the last one. Breaking it nicely. I was breaking pretty early, you know, and then I just lose. Look at that, there's no grip. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, just no grip there, and I don't know. It's just I didn't have grip at all. I don't know. I mean, again, as I said earlier, I did all this race practice. It just didn't seem. I mean, look again, turn 1, just struggling my arse off. I mean, I just did all this practice, and it just goes to shit, really. And now into the last corner again. No grip. So, yeah. Fun times. That is. I mean, it's just not even worth it. I mean, I may just turn up these races and not practice, because it's just annoying. It really is. Turn 1, here we go. I'll show you grip again. Oh, lovely. Off we go. Yeah. I mean, you could say take less speed, but in practice, I wasn't having those issues. So, there you go. I mean, that's really it, really. Towards the end, I was on my own. There's no need to show you anything extra, really. I mean, towards the end of the race now, coming on to the last laps of this race, Burnout is struggling as well. He had no grip too. He goes wide, and we're able to get past him. He's really struggling here. I was cautious here. I didn't want to hit him. We get to the inside of him and make a move. I think he's pretty much let us go. He was just struggling all race with grip too. I think he just, again, we're being affected seemingly, and we're on 2 different wheels as well, so it just shows it's not a wheel problem, it's actually a game issue, really, with the grip and the way the time model is so sensitive. But now we're coming on to our last lap here of the race. I was going to try and get to the end here. I didn't want to do anything bad. I just wanted to get to the end and get the points home. I was in my head thinking about letting Bernard go. I was a bit conflicted at this point. I was thinking about letting him go because I know he's more in the championship battle than I was. So throughout this whole last lap, I was thinking, you know what, I'll probably let him go at the end, depending if I feel like it. And it was a bit of a hard decision to make because I felt I had a bad race as well, but he did as well. But I felt that he deserved more points because he didn't finish. In race 1 he didn't get any points, so I wanted him to get more points back. But anyway, there's a drop round in this championship anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you see a guy in front of us as well. I think it was one of the TM guys. I think it's Chard, perhaps. I think one of the. I don't know who it is. I think it's Chard, from what I can see on my monitor. He was struggling as well. I think there's just the sensitivity of these tyres. It's pretty bad. But hopefully the next races are in light cloud. Not clear. I mean, obviously this is light cloud here, but still there's issues in my opinion. But it's the way it really goes. I mean, nothing really helps, nothing really works. No matter how much practice you get in, you know there's going to be some sort of issue that's going to affect you. And I think all of us are getting the issues. Some people are coming with it better than others. But it's all I can do. You know, points is all that matter. But here, coming for the last couple of corners now of this race, and wasn't I happy to get this race done because I was lonely throughout the whole 2 races here. Last corner now, down in second gear here, and I was continuing on as normal, but I was thinking, right, I'm just going to let Burnout here go, but he wasn't having any of it, so he didn't want to actually have the position, so I braked really late to let him go, but he actually eventually just flashed me and let me go, so yeah, there you go. It's annoying. That was Snetterton. Again, ADA did a great job. Congrats to him. And Adam again in P2 for EVR did a fantastic job. But that's been this race, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. And I'll see you for the next race next week for TORA, because hopefully things can pick up and luck can pick up a little bit. But yeah, see you next week. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Bye, guys.